For computationally unbounded observers, there isn't a second law of thermodynamics. In other words, the fact that we believe in the second law is a consequence of the fact that our minds are finite. One of the things to realize is, as our species progresses and we send out spacecraft to go further and further away and so on, we are expanding in physical space. The other thing that we're doing is expanding in rulal space. And the way we're doing that is by inventing new concepts. We have one point of view about the universe. As we invent new concepts, we're kind of getting different points of view about how the universe works. We're gradually expanding and kind of colonizing rulal space. And so one question is, the computationally bounded observer is stuck in the small region of rulal space. A computationally unbounded observer can be spread throughout rulal space. And in a sense, it's sort of a paradoxical thing. You can say, let's imagine that we expand in rulal space. We know more and more and more stuff. We can put more and more different kinds of ways of thinking about the universe. We can stuff them all into our minds. Well, in the extreme case, and we're incredibly far away from this, but I've done some little experiments where you can get some sense of how big human concepts are in the space of all possible concepts, and it is so embarrassingly tiny. It's kind of a little humbling. But in any case, one can start seeing that more explicitly, actually, in terms of AI and seeing what's possible there. But in any case, the thing to realize is, if we expand, and become sort of computationally unbounded in rulal space, there's a big downer to that. The advantage is we get to spread out and know everything. The second law isn't an issue for us, all these kinds of things. There is, however, one little catch, which is, I think when we've sort of expanded throughout rulal space, there is no coherent notion of existence for us. That is, the fact that we believe we exist, we have this single thread of experience, which seems to be pretty important to our perception of kind of consciousness, that we have a thread of experience and it's just a single thread. That doesn't work anymore. Then we don't end up being, in some sense, when we expand too far in rulal space, we in some sense no longer coherently exist. And I think that has some resonance, actually, with some ideas from Eastern philosophy and so on. Although I have to say, I've my own. It's a difficult thing, I learn about different areas of science, and I work in different areas of science, and I slowly try to understand more things. But I have very much sort of spent my life in the kind of Western scientific tradition, so to speak, and I'm sort of gradually trying to understand a little bit more. Because it is kind of striking that a bunch of ideas, both from the pre-scientific period of philosophy, of the sort of theological period of philosophy, and ideas from Eastern philosophy, both seem to have a lot of resonance with the things that we are discovering, kind of using kind of the extension of Western science, so to speak.